Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Ronin, and it's the weekend. I want to shoot this quick video to go over what's going on. Friday, we had a huge rebound in the U.S. dollar, and the weekend's a good time to go back to the charts, and then also look forward to go ahead and make a game plan for the upcoming trading week. So that's what I'm doing, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Bunch of stuff going on. I mean, UJ just tanked and crashed, and then but it looks like it's in a position to make a huge rebound. EU just hit one of the upper tier resistance zone and then reversed big time. AU is in a big range right now. It's one of my, I love the range it's in personally. I think it's easy. It makes for easy trading. And yeah, so let's just get into it. And we look like we're at a rebound place for the DXY. So let me get us off this Ripple chart. Just messing around in the weekend with some cryptos. Here we go. We're at the dollar index there. But before that, let's rewind it. Let's look at what do we have going on in the upcoming week? Let's see here. Here we go. And this is a weekend focus review from RenSquawk. Great news resource. I recommend you guys check them out if you're interested in really taking your fundamentals to the next level. I mean, you got to be informed. You got to be informed. First, for beginners, you learn the technical stuff. But once you start to really get dialed in on what's moving the markets, which is central bank policy, then you can really, everything starts to click. At least it did for me. So the big thing, so we, like I mentioned, we have had in the dollar index a bit of a rebound. So we're in a good position for the dollar to make a huge rally. I mean, it needs to, or else it's screwed, to be honest. I mean, but it always comes back, right? So the thing is, it's the dollar, man. They're not going to let it slip too far, no matter what. It's market manipulation is going to happen. And so here we go. The FOMC, the Federal Reserve Bank, released their minutes from January. That's on Wednesday of this upcoming week. This is going to be huge, right? So this was Janet Yellen's last meeting. And I think they're going to start changing policy. They're going to they're always somewhat hawkish meaning in favoring raising interest rates, strengthening of the currency. And there's some key words in here. Removing the phrase that inflation was to remain somewhat below 2% in the near term. The other change is to perhaps focus on a more forceful tone on rate hikes as the year progresses. Markets also viewed the change in language as a hawkish shift. Big deal. So that's these minutes are going to be big, and I think it's going to give the U.S. dollar a huge boost, potentially opening the way for a rate hike in March. We'll be also looking forward to minutes for confirmation that another rate hike is coming. So the market hasn't priced this in yet at all because the dollar has just been slipping out of control. So this could be the thing that's just going to really boost the dollar. And perhaps Monday and Tuesday leading up to this meeting, I think there's a good chance that the market's going to start going ahead and pricing in this upcoming these upcoming minutes, this news release. So if that happens, that is that's a good sign as where we left off on the end of the day, Friday. So getting into it, here is the dollar index, and we've been trading off of this. And if you're in my VIP group, for anybody that's watching us on YouTube, I have a training academy VIP group. I teach my methods that I've learned for trading over the years, and which have made me consistently profitable in the markets. And I really do my best to simplify everything. And it wasn't until I got a few strategies that made sense to me and really honed in on those that I became profitable. There's just so many strategies flying around out there that, dude, it's overwhelming, and it seems like, you can never get a grasp on it. So we have a great group of students. We're honest, right? I'm honest as well, and I want to help people profit in this, because there's a bunch of shady people out there, that's for sure, that are preying on people that just want to make a better life for themselves. So I want to help you guys do that. So here we go. I haven't even touched this chart really, and since I drew this trend line right here, haven't even touched the chart. There's this downward trend, and this is where the dollar's been slipping since 2017. And then it looks like there's this inverted head and shoulders here. Maybe it would make a rebound, and then boom, crashed. That was around, Christmas, right? So crashed off. There's this line of resistance, which was formerly support, retest, and then boom, crash, right? So for the past few weeks, we've been just, I guess since first of the year, January, we had a nice little rebound, and then boom. So we're just kind of ranging, right? And so what I'm looking for, and I think is going to happen pretty soon, is a retest of this trend line, because it's in this little zone right here. Now let me zoom out to a more macro view, to a bigger view of this. Under this support it's on, right? So we can see this is a strong level right here. What I mean by support and resistance for any beginner out there, this upper blue line is resistance currently, and you can think of resistance as a ceiling. Support, think of it as the floor, right? So we're bouncing along this floor level, but underneath it, there's nothing, right? It's just no man's land, and it would be a nice free-for-all, that's for sure. But we're saving ourselves, and here we are. That trend line is about 92. We're at 89. We have quite a ways to go. But let's look at what happened Friday on the hourly chart. So we had a nice rally that started in the London session, and this is where we ended off at the end of New York, getting into overbought territory, getting close. So maybe we might see a pullback on Sunday or Monday. But depending what happens on Wednesday, and like I said, the market could go ahead and price in anticipating the minutes data and continue to strengthen the dollar at the first of the week. And that's kind of what I'm betting on. So let's take a look at EU. And just epic free fall. And I personally didn't think it was going to fall this much, and I took some profits around 1.2450, right? But I sold it up here at the top. I actually sold it originally at 1.25, got stopped out by this stop hunt. Right here, hit about 1.2550, and then free fall, right? And this was at the end of the day, Friday, and you can see we had some divergence in price in the RSI. But more than anything, and remember how I pointed out what a resistance is, right? You think of it as a ceiling. Let's go back to weekly chart. Let's see, I have a lot of blue lines going right here. but you can see where we're at now. We're at trend line, right? So this weekly trend line, it got rejected, price got rejected by it. If I zoom in, 161.8 retracement right there, and that's what's called a Fibonacci chart for any beginner, which I teach about what that is and how to use it in my training course. And then here is, over here, it was a level of support, major support. So you can see price dropped and bounced. Hit that support, then bounced. Hit that support, then bounced, broke down. And here we are making a rebound, right? Kind of ranged at the bottom here. And here we are making a big run at it. If we break this trend line, you know, we could see some super high levels. That's way down the road. For anybody that is cool with placing a swing trade. So anyways, where's it going? US dollar is picking up strength, right? So like I said on DXY, it was getting into overbought territory. So maybe we might get a bounce about at the level it is now, right? A retracement up, and then especially if those meeting minutes are super hawkish for the Fed, I'm thinking we could get a retest of 1.21, right? So here's 1.21 at this level. Let's go out to the 4 hour. And 1.21 even further down looks like even better support. So and was the previous 100 level of our fib retracement. So that's a lot of pips right there. And if the dollar continues to rally, you know, that could be very profitable. So let's without ado as well, we got to look at UJ. Here we go. So I mean, just major breakdown. I mean, so first of all, we'll go out to the weekly chart. So we were in this breakout pattern, right? So triangle formation, right? And then price broke this level right here where I have the arrows drawn. There's this support level, which is the 161.8 retracement, and then that broke down, right? So here we are at 106, and the dollar's in trouble, right? But I mean, we got to think of this economically. Does Japan at a certain point want the yen to be this strong, right? And the answer is most likely no. And I'll show you why in a second. But you can see we've already found support here. At the end of the day, the close, we have a inverted, or we have a hammer right there. And if we go back, this is a major level of support and resistance. So safe to say, you know, and it's a big what if, you know, depending on what happens in the equities market with the S&P and the Nikkei, the Japanese stock market. So there's a ton of factors in play here. But what I'm thinking would be a safe bet is, you know, we broke this huge trend line, and without even a retest of it. Typically, you'll get a retest when you get a trend line break. So what if dollar rallies, yen is weakened, and we get a retest of the backside of this trend line, and then maybe another drop, right? I don't know if the dollar can maintain long-term strength, especially with the current politics going on, and DJT, Donald Trump in office. You never know. So, anyways, but that's a whole different thing. But we have this 161.8 here. We have the backside of this trend line. Long-term possibility. And that seems very possible, right? And then we start trading below this triangle here, and possibly in a bit of a range, right, before we get a rally a bit above. And there's an article I was reading earlier. I sent it out in my group. We'll go over it real quick. So I'm also sending out news releases to my Telegram groups. And yeah, this is a good article. And there's something that earlier USDJPY hit monthly lows, 105.54. Nevertheless, this is what stuck out to me. Nevertheless, it's clear that policymakers in Japan are feeling distinctly uncomfortable with yen's recent gains and would like to see the pair closer to 110 rather than 105. So at this point, we could expect them to be stepping in and maybe doing something and softening the currency a bit. Overnight, Japanese Prime Minister Abe reappointed Kuroda, which very dovish. Mr. Abe expedited his decision in part as response to calm the market and arrest the rapid decline in UJ. So far, and as we can tell on Friday, nothing really happened. But that was Friday. Maybe they're letting things run its course, and we have a whole new week ahead of us. A bunch of U.S. news, especially the Fed news, which could really strengthen the U.S. dollar. Japanese government wants to step in and maybe soften the yen. We'll go back to our chart one more time. Now let's look at it, right? If Japan steps in and weakens the currency, man, we can get a retest. The yen moves fast. If it can move fast, and it's super volatile, especially when the government wants to step in and manipulate how things are going. And that's kind of sounds like it could be a possibility. So if that happens, we could get this retest of the trend, which would be, a good 200 pips, in a matter of a couple days. And who knows what, then all of a sudden we break back above this, right? This was an enormous false breakout, right? It's so far gone, I wouldn't call it that. But we get an enormous move, and then all of a sudden it moves back up above inside this triangle. And now we're trading inside the triangle, right? So that would be the other possibility. So yeah, we got an exciting week ahead of us. We have GU to look at too. I'll probably do that in another video. AU, UCAD is in a great turning point too. So let's see what happens, man. It's super volatile. The past 2 weeks have been just nutty and crazy volatile, and a lot of movement. And it's way more exciting because it's dead a couple weeks before that. So if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment. I'll get back to you when I can. And check out my group. Like I said, we have a great group. It's free. And if you want to become a member, then there's a couple different options for you. And you know, you can hit us up on Telegram if you'd like to learn more. So links are below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.